Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit with another episode of What Are We Eating? Today we're going to be going over Tapatio's 10-ounce beef enchiladas, Salsa Verde steak bowl, and the Salsa Roja chicken bowl. Each meal costs $4.87. But before we get started, if you, the people, could do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, the like button, and share this video with your family and friends, I would really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, a couple of years ago, I promised once I hit 1 million subscribers that I would eat a flip-flop. So that should be enough incentive to get you to subscribe so I can eat a flip-flop. For you, the people, so you don't have to. Tapatio started in 1971 from humble beginnings as a small family-run business. More than 50 years later, Tapatio is still a family-run business that keeps its values of never compromising on quality and delivering on the needs of the consumer at its core. So now let's go over the Tapatio beef enchilada meal first, which is medium spicy and consists of corn tortillas filled with ground beef, tomatoes, green peppers, topped with shredded cheese, and a red enchilada sauce made with Tapatio hot sauce. And I, for one, am a big fan of Tapatio hot sauce. How about you, the people? Let me know in the comments if you like the Tapatio hot sauce. Out of 275 ratings, the Tapatio beef enchiladas received 4 stars out of 5. Here's the list of ingredients, and I'm happy to say TVP is not an ingredient in the Tapatio chicken enchilada meal. It's ground beef and nothing but ground beef. But when they say ground beef, that's painting with a broad brush. That can mean any part of the beef from the mooer to the pooer. The whole meal has 360 calories, 16 grams of total fat, 8 grams of saturated fat, no trans fat, 40 milligrams of cholesterol, 1,460 milligrams of sodium, 40 grams of carbohydrates, 4 grams of fiber, 2 grams of sugars, and 15 grams of protein. Wow, I wasn't expecting that much sodium to be in a 10-ounce meal. The only cooking instructions on the box is for the microwave. So here's our beef enchiladas right out of the freezer and right out of the box. And now they go into the microwave to cook for 5 to 5.5 minutes on high. Now here's our Tapatio beef enchiladas after microwaving on high for 5 minutes. And I'm not sure why I expected something else to come with the enchiladas, like rice. I wasn't expecting just 2 beef enchiladas. That just shows I wasn't really paying attention when I read the information on the front of the box. Either way, I'm still gonna try them for you, the people, so you don't have to. So we cut off a piece and then into the old pie hole and down the gullet it went. I didn't really get much of anything on that bite, just mainly tortilla. So then we got a spoon and cut off another piece so we can get more of the sauce and the cheese. And then back into the old pie hole and down the gullet it went. And the enchilada had really good flavor with a mild spice, but it was pretty heavy on the tortilla and light on the meat, and not really much cheese or cheese flavor. So we tried the other enchilada on the other side to see if it had more meat. We almost lost that piece and Bella almost got a treat. And again, not a lot of meat or cheese, but a lot of tortilla. So we dug inside the next piece to scoop out the meat and try it on its own. And as you can tell, there's not a whole lot of meat. But even though there wasn't a whole lot of meat, there was good flavor in the meat and the sauce. The Tapatio beef enchiladas were a pretty good quality product, but the problem was there wasn't a whole lot of product. Quality and flavor were definitely there, but it needed more meat and cheese to justify an almost $5 price tag, which is why I'm giving Tapatio's beef enchiladas a 5 out of 10. Now let's go over the Tapatio Salsa Verde steak bowl, which is also medium heat, which consists of seasoned steak, onions, rice, bell peppers, and poblano peppers, and a green tomatillo sauce also made with Tapatio hot sauce, which out of 252 ratings received 4.2 stars out of 5. Here's the list of ingredients, and once again, I'm happy to say there's no TVP in the beef. Maybe the use of real beef and nothing but beef justifies the cost of these meals. Kudos to you, Tapatio. The Tapatio Salsa Verde steak bowl has 310 calories, 8 grams of total fat, 2 grams of saturated fat, no trans fat, 45 milligrams of cholesterol, 850 milligrams of sodium, 42 grams of carbohydrates, 2 grams of fiber, 5 grams of sugars, and 17 grams of protein. Here's the cooking instructions for the Salsa Verde steak bowl. And here's our Salsa Verde steak bowl right out of the freezer and right out of the box. And now it goes into the microwave for a total of 5 minutes on high. And here's our Salsa Verde steak bowl after microwaving on high for 5 minutes. So we give it a good mix. Well, not really a good mix, but partially a good mix. And then scooped up a big old spoonful. And then into the old pie hole and down the gullet it went. Now that's pretty darn tasty. The meat was meat and it tasted like meat. The vegetables weren't mushy or overcooked. And the rice was perfectly cooked. And the Salsa Verde itself had a great flavor that wasn't too spicy at all. And I've said it many times, for these frozen food manufacturers to raise the price if they have to use real meat versus a 4-meat slurry concoction. And Tapatio has done just that. And although most people are not going to get filled up off this meal, the $4.87 is a justified cost for the quality meat, which is why I'm giving Tapatio's Salsa Verde steak bowl a 7 out of 10. And I'm going to change my rating on the Tapatio beef enchiladas from a 6 to a 7 out of 10. I don't think I've ever gone back and changed the rating on any food. So mark this day on the calendar as a first for the Wolf Pit. Finally, for the Tapatio Salsa Roja chicken bowl, which just like the previous 2 meals is medium heat and consists of grilled chicken, pinto beans, roasted corn, Monterey Jack cheese, rice, and poblano peppers, and a savory red chili sauce made with Tapatio, which out of 234 ratings received 4.3 stars out of 5. And here's the list of ingredients, and although there's no TVP, the chicken is still some sort of a 4-meat slurry concoction. But since the quality of the meats have been so good so far, I'm optimistic about this chicken being good as well. The whole meal has 360 calories, 11 grams of total fat, 4 grams of saturated fat, no trans fat, 45 milligrams of cholesterol, 1,160 milligrams of sodium, 45 grams of carbohydrates, 4 grams of fiber, 4 grams of sugars, and 20 grams of protein. Here's the microwave cooking instructions. And here's our Salsa Roja chicken bowl right out of the freezer and right out of the box, and now it goes into the microwave. 5 minutes later, here's our Salsa Roja chicken bowl, and this one smells and looks pretty darn good. The best of all 3 so far. So we gave it a good mix, scooped up a big old spoonful, and then come on people, say it with me out loud. Into the old pie hole and down the gullet it goes. Now this Salsa Roja chicken bowl was bursting with flavor. It had a great spice to it, a good smoky flavor, the rice was cooked good, the peppers and onions were cooked good, the corn was sweet and tasted fresh, and the beans were also cooked good, and the chicken tasted and felt like real chicken. The Tapatio Salsa Roja chicken bowl was magically delicious, and I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Thank you all very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.